Welcome everybody back to another Tracks VR lap guide video. Today we are at Interlagos, Sao Paulo, Brazil, home of the Brazilian Grand Prix in F1. We are driving the Radical SR3 RSX as per usual. This will be round 8 of our Tracks VR Youth League Season 3. So look out for that and contact us for any interest in the youth leagues. I am still using the Moza R5 bundle with the SRP light pedals. That does include the brake mod for the SRP light pedals, which makes it a lot more like a load cell, which you can purchase everything, the Moza R5 bundle and the brake mod from Tracks VR. But let's get into it. So going into turn 1, you're going to be looking for the 50 board. You're going to be wanting to brake at the 50 board. You can probably brake a little bit later, but at the 50 board is a safe bet. You want to turn in nice and late. I know it shows pebbles, but if you turn in nice and late, be careful of the curb. It's very bumpy. To get a really good run down through turn 2, and you should be flat out all the way through turn 3, just like in F1. For turn 1, 2, and 3, you want to sacrifice a faster turn 1 to have a really good turn 2, 3, because it sets you up for this long straight. And as you're coming down the straight, you're going to see all these Johnny Walker boards. And then you're going to see the 50 board as per usual. You want to brake just before it, about a car length before the 50 board. You can take this corner in 3rd or 4th apex, kind of at the flat spot of that sausage curb. Come out nice and wide, 2 tires onto the curbing. It's going to be bumpy, but not too bad. Should be flat out around this corner. Turn 6. I think they call it turn 5 actually. This will be turn 6. As we're coming down, you're going to be looking for the 50 board, but you're not braking at the 50 board. You're going to start to turn in and then get on the brakes about 2 car lengths after. You can take this corner in 4th or 5th, whichever you're more comfortable with. It's kind of a double apexer. Then you're going to be aiming towards the Renault and the Santander boards. Your braking point is at the Santander board. This is a very slow corner, as if anybody watches F1, you know this corner is really slow. Really late turn in. Really late apex, set yourself up for this really patient corner all the way around. You're nice and patient. When you see that green AstroTurf, you can start letting the car guide back out to the right. Now what I do for this corner is you drive straight at the Petrobras signs to set yourself up, and then you brake under the 50 board, really late apex, come all the way around, and then you're flat out through this downhill left-hander. Most cars can take this corner flat out, most race cars. And then as we come into the hairpin, your braking zone is going to be either in between, whichever you're more comfortable with, or at the second Petrobras sign. Now, depending on your skill level, brake a little bit later, but for majority of people, I'm going to recommend braking at or in between the 2 Petrobras signs. And then as you come around the corner, you're flat out all the way down the home stretch here. And then we'll start our flying lap and see what we can get. I think this car will do 37s, maybe 36s with the stock setup. So let's see what we can do. So coming down the main straight, all the way over the right-hand side, looking for the 50 board, braking just underneath it, turning in nice and late. Be careful of the curb because it is quite bumpy. Nice and patient through turn 2. And then flat out all the way around turn 3. Be careful of the curb on the inside. It will raise the car and help the back end slide just a little bit, so you don't want to touch it too much. Coming down in between turn 3 and 4, looking for the 50 board, braking just before the 50 board, trail braking to the apex, and then back on the power through turn 4, flat out through turn 5. For turn 6, we're going to be braking just after the 50 board as we get the car rotated in. And then we're going to come all the way out to this Renault and Santander board, braking at the Santander board, nice late apex. Set up for patient corner. Once you get that green AstroTurf, let the car come out wide. Underneath the 50 board, brake nice and hard, late apex again. And then you're flat out all the way through this left-hander. Trust the car, it is bumpy, but you gotta trust the car. Braking just before the second Petrobras sign, and then you're flat out all the way down the home stretch here. As you come along, you can dip 2 tires over this. Just make sure you don't dip 4 tires over that white line. And what was that? A 138.3, so not quite a 37. But I know where my issue spots were. That's okay. Coming into pit lane, guys. Want to stay to the left-hand side of this start-finish straight. You'll see the white line kind of divide the road in two. Pit speed is 80k an hour. Want to get on the brakes nice and early. Turn that pit limiter on. Make sure you're under 80k. Come up over the big bump. Find your pit stall. Some of them might be super early, so just be aware of that. Come in, do your pit stop. Come back out. The pit exit lane is actually longer than the pit lane itself for whatever reason. After the green light, turn your limiter off. And then come down. Just be careful you don't damage your car coming down here. And then as you come around and shoot yourself out onto the track at speed, you might have other cars coming past you coming out of turn 3. Just beware of that. When they're past, you can blend yourself in or whatever. But that's been your lap guide for Interlagos in the Radical SR3 RSX. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. If you don't, or if you like these videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys all in the next one. Ciao.